Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Jamel Hartman here. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical Oils, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. Please don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right, without further ado, let's bring in our very special guest for the day. It's Vendor Fridays, and we got Davida O'Brien from Vita Fusions joining us to talk about her beverage brand. Let's give her a warm TDH welcome. Calm down, calm down. You know, Davida, first off, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Morning, everybody. Morning.
It's a pleasure to have you. I just need to make sure that when the crowd, sometimes the crowd boos when, people come in, and I just switch it. So if you saw me hesitate, I just want to make sure that they gave you the right reaction rather than the boo. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I'm happy to be here this morning.
We're happy to have you. Let me ask you, what's your favorite Christmas carol?
You know what? When you was talking about it, the first thing that popped in my mind was Boys. It's not a Christmas carol, unfortunately, but Let It Snow by Boys to Men. That was what popped in my head. So.
We're gonna say that's a Christmas carol because it's on Christmas albums, but Let It Snow, her version is just top. It used to be one of my favorites. Yeah, but it still is. I'm lying. It still is. But that makes sense.
I don't even know what the original is. I just know Boys to Men's version.
The original is like really, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Like,
oh, right. There you go. See, yeah.
Boys to Men harmonized it. They brought some excitement to it. So no, I get you. I get you. I think a lot of people like that. But Davida, we're here, to talk about your brand, and I'm excited. I've gotten to taste it, and we'll get into that. But just for the audience's sake, just tell the audience a bit about yourself and your background, what it is that you do.
Okay, wow. I am a mother of one, soon to be a 16-year-old. I can't believe I'm saying that. I also work in the tourism industry for the Bermuda Tourism Authority. I am the tourism training and standards manager. So anything educational around hospitality and tourism, that is my department. And I love working with our stakeholders and engagement in regards to that industry. I guess you could say I've caught this entrepreneurial bug that my dad has sort of it poured into my sister and myself. I'm a bit late. So I'm really excited about this journey and really excited to share it with you guys.
Indeed. Thank you for that. Someone looking 16, having a 16-year-old son. My goodness. Good genes.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Good genes. And audience, if you have any questions or comments for Davida about her beverage brand, feel free to ask away, and we'll get through as many as possible. But your brand is called Vita Fusions, right?
Yeah.
What is Vita Fusions, and where did the idea for Vita Fusions come from?
Okay, so the name first, Vita Fusions, came from part of my name, but it means life in Spanish. And then fusion was something that I wanted to incorporate in my brand, which was just a pour of many different flavors. And when I think about that, I think about Bermuda, right? We have, I like to say, full of colorful people, and we built to make this one, which we call Bermuda. And so that's what I wanted for my brand, just different flavors. No matter who tasted it, you basically got what you wanted out of it. This came through during COVID. It started off as an alcoholic beverage, to be honest, but that didn't pan out. And I sort of shifted to a non-alcoholic beverage because at that time as well, I was pulling back from alcohol. As you get older, alcohol doesn't really mix and sit right with you. And so I wanted a balance, and I wanted something that I would be able to drink it. People would question me about it. Most people wouldn't know when I started. It had shimmer in it. It still has shimmer. I just pivoted a bit, but we will still be doing that portion. And I just thought that we just needed something refreshing, something that I could share with the larger world and be able to share my love for Bermuda as well.
Can you just explain for those who might not know, what is shimmer?
Shimmer is basically, it's not glitter, so it's just a little different. So it's more like the swirls that you'll see, sort of like in a lava lamp. Let me put it that way. That's probably the best way to put it.
All righty. And this is cool. I like when people say it came from the pandemic, because everyone just thinks during the pandemic, nobody was doing work. You had children, you were just stressed because they were home with you rather than their teachers, right? But I love the idea. But it's more than like a mocktail. It's more than just a drink. It's speak to some of the benefits of these drinks and what makes them different from others.
Yeah. So as any entrepreneur would know, you have to pivot sometimes. And so when I pivoted, I created a non-alcoholic carbonated hydration beverage full of electrolytes. Think electrolytes like magnesium, zinc, potassium, calcium, sodium. And this is to keep you hydrated, help with muscle build, keep you balanced. So my thing is, you drink it, you mix it, you love it, island style.
Okay. And audience, I want to know from the audience, has anyone ever like had a sip, a taste? Because I want to get into the different versions of it. Like I was privileged a couple years ago to taste one, and then just yesterday I got to taste different. Explain the different uh,
Yeah.
drinks that you have, and
Mhm.
what each one, how each one differs from the other.
So just going back to you said, so if there was anybody that in the audience had tasted from like a taster or something, note that we have definitely streamlined the beverage a bit. So what you would have tasted before wouldn't be what you would taste now. One of my things that I wanted to incorporate is that it's low calorie. So took a lot of the sugars out and all of that, and it's down to 25 calories per 12 ounce. Right now, we're in a tasting mode where rather not we're going to use sucralose or stevia, and that we'll talk about that as Jamal talks about his tasting last night. So we have three flavors. We have Gombe, we have Bermuda Triangle, and we have Pink Sand. Again, three things that to me is part of Bermuda's heritage and culture. A good way to be able to advertise Bermuda. My names represent the colors of my beverage. So when you see Bermuda Triangle, it's a nice bluish color. Pink Sand is very nice and pink, and Gombe is yellow. So I wanted to really incorporate that. When it comes down to my packaging, I'm also going to have a QR code that persons can scan, and it just gives you a little history on that as well. So again, being able to take Bermuda or island life home with you.
Got it. And let's talk about the difference in the stevia and what's the other one called?
Sour cloves, which I
'Cause
I swear I'm pronouncing this wrong every time I say
I
it.
like that one better than the
You
what's
like that one better?
yeah, what's the difference between them?
So stevia is a sweetener substitute, which sometimes can have a bit of an aftertaste, which people like or don't like. And but if I want to continue on my sort of natural way, that would be the one that I should be leaning to.
Mhm.
And then you have sucralose, which is an artificial sweetener. So if you ever drank those sparkling ice waters, that's sucralose. It has a more of a sweeter taste, and for some people, they have said that there's an aftertaste there. So it really depends on your palate. But for me, it will come down to what do I really want to highlight within my brand. And so with this tasting, I've found that it can just go either way. It really can go either way. What I think people may like is not so. It will really come down to what I want to speak to with my brand.
Indeed, indeed. Um, Obviously, this is Vendor Friday brought to you by the BDC. You were successful in winning the Wave Pitch Competition, one of the winners in 2023. Speak to us about the support. How has the support of the BDC helped the growth of Vita Fusions?
Wow. So BDC has been tremendous in my growth, definitely pushing me because, as entrepreneurs, we want to hold things close to us. And so if it wasn't for BDC, I don't think I would be here because they pushed. So I was in their program, and this is during the Global Entrepreneurship Week where I came second. And I didn't want to go out there. I didn't want to tell people what I was doing because I was scared somebody was going to take it. And, the lesson I learned was regardless if they do or not, they would never do it like you. And I definitely carry that with me. And so from there, I kept kind of moving forward. And then I applied for the golf competition, and I was one of the winners. Very excited that those funds really, really helped me to take my business to the next level. I was able to invest in a product development manager who has been doing all my samples and everything overseas. And then we ship to Bermuda. I taste, we go back, we consult. And in order for me to go to the next steps where I start to co-pack and you get them in the beautiful cans or the bottles, I need a professional recipe, and that's what I'm working towards. My business is incorporated in Virginia. I'm actually working on trademarking at this time. And BDC has provided a wealth of connections when it comes to mentors that I have through the program that I still have. The GARF program, I'm sorry, Global Atlantic has assisted with mentorship as well, and I've connected with them. So I have a pool of mentors that I'm constantly in contact with, asking for guidance, asking for advice, leading me or directing me with that. But that would have never really happened if I did not jump into BDC at that time.
Indeed. And congratulations to you for taking advantage of this. I definitely relate to you. As you said, you didn't want anyone to take your idea. And that's how I've always looked at
Mhm.
business. And I've been very quiet about the various things that I've had my personal investments in. But at the end of the day, you just said it and they told you no one's going to do it,
Yeah.
like you're going to do it. And you just got to be confident in your ability to get the work done and deliver. We've got some questions from the audience. But before we go to the audience, what's your overall goal for the brand? Like, do you want to see this in like just local stores and restaurants? You want to see it in Target and Walmart? Like, speak to us about that.
Oh no, I'm shooting for the stars. So I know people have seen my product. They stop me on the street. They're asking when it's coming. And I said to Jamal last night that I think people think I'm playing or pulling strings, and I'm absolutely not doing that. Basically, getting your beverage to sort of like mainstream is it's a process, and
Mhm.
I'm trying to learn the process, trust the process. I'm trying to be patient with it. I'm asking my followers or new followers to be patient with me, but my goal is to be big. And so having this professional recipe, being able to have it manufactured in the States so that I can have them shipped to Bermuda, and then I can have it, be in the States. I've made connections with people in Canada that are looking forward to it. I've made connections with people in the Caribbean. So this brand is going to, I'm going to say it and put it in the atmosphere. It is going to take off, but I'm just trusting the process at this time.
Indeed. Thank you. Traveling Trotty's asking, where can you purchase the drink locally?
So nowhere at this time. I'm hoping to get there. I've set a goal for the summer. Fingers crossed. Once I get through this part of the tasting, I then have to go through the professional recipe portion of it, and then that's when we start to locate where it's easier for budget wise to buy my products. Then I have to do co-packing, which I'm doing a lot of research with a lot of companies right now on
Mhm.
who's going to best be able to build my product out. And then it's packaging, then it's distribution. But once I get the samples done, my goal is to bring together a lot of distributors and co-packers and hospitality businesses on island so they can start to taste and get excited about it, and hopefully they'll buy into the product. Which will then help me with some of the other parts. So I'm really hoping that it hits the shelves in the summertime. But in the meantime, I love for you guys to follow me on Instagram at Vita Fusions, because that type of support also helps.
Indeed. Get the following. Mark C. Phillips was asking, how long did it take to develop your brand?
Whew, that's a good question. I'm gonna say possibly, I think it was like a year and a half to 2 years, and that's because I pivoted a lot. I pivoted in how I spoke about my business from a mocktail to a non-alcoholic beverage, and learning the difference between mocktails, branding. The logo, what it should feel like, what it should look like, taglines. It's just a work in progress, and even through this time, I'm still working through things. I actually finished designing some beverage cans, and that, like I said, is still working. Um, it took some time, but I wouldn't change it. I've learned a lot of lessons through it, and again, my constant contacts with the mentors and stuff like that. I am just constantly learning, and then being put in contact with some other cool entrepreneurs as well. So, yeah, probably between a year and a half, 2 years.
Okay. Kia Vene BDA, she says, I love it. The movement away from alcohol is a big improvement. And again, if anyone just tuning in, she said that it initially started as an alcoholic beverage. But she says, from my understanding, mocktails are herb based and also rising in popularity. Um, I don't think all mocktails are herb based, but I know
Yeah.
there are a lot. As a mocktail drinker, I know most of the drinks I drink are not herb based. But speak to that. Like, are you considering herb based drinks? along the way, or not something within your realm right now?
Anything is possible. So I moved away from the word mocktail, right? Because it tends to be like the mock of a cocktail, right?
Right.
That's what people tend to think of. So, you have your like a mimosa, but it will just be orange juice and sparkling water instead. And I know I wasn't doing that. What I was creating was something totally different, which was my own syrups that I built from scratch and then adding other flavors to it. And so that's why I use the non-alcoholic portion a bit more. But yeah, nowadays the non-alcoholic it's a vast amount. You have CBD, you have energy, you have aptogens, you have you name it. It's so many variations out there. But I have considered different types of variations and things like that. But that would be down the line.
Indeed, thank you. And as I think Shonette Bell speaks to many of us when we say proud of you, D. Well, again,
Thank you, Sean.
just remind people before you head out where they can connect with you, what your Instagram handle is, Vita Fusions, and if they want to learn more and support you, how can they get in touch?
So you can right now contact me on either info@vitafusions.com, or you can follow us on Instagram and message there, which is at Vita Fusions. My website is currently down, but we'll be back up with coming soon, and that's www.vitafusions.com.
Indeed, and we've got Charles A. Chefs II saying, wishing you much success, Davida. Yeah, Davida, all the best with this, and keep us posted with
I
your journey.
will.
You can ensure that our audience knows when to go and taste these delicious. And I'm speaking from experience, folks.
I was going to say, what would remember you told the orders, but your favorite was?
My, my favorite was pink sand. That's what it's called. The reddish one.
Yes, it was pink
Yeah,
sand. Yeah,
pink
correct.
sand, folks. I was hoping that she had dropped the whole bottle in that glass for me, but taste
You
that.
should have said something. I would have left it with you.
Oh, I'm got a history of being greedy, so I mean, when it comes to that, I know you could work, but no, that was my favorite. I liked them all. Let me be honest, but
Mhm.
I think the one that if I had to go back and purchase, it would be the pink sand one. The blue one, which is the Bermuda Triangle, that
Mhm.
was my second fave. Surprised the Gumbe, which was the yellow one. I was surprised that because I usually like pineapple flavored drinks, like things that look the yellow. But then I don't like orange, so I was like, it was good. But yeah, I definitely say, audience, if you get an opportunity, I don't know where Davita's going to be, where she might have a taste testing. I'd love to hear your thoughts because I'm a pink sand guy myself. Yeah, pink sand. So if anybody knows anybody's whereabouts is going to have pink sand over the next 24 hours, let me know. Vita, thank you so much. They really appreciate it.
No, thank you so much, and thank you for allowing me to share my story with everybody. And I just hope that people will become fans of Vita Fusion. Stay tuned. I'm not going anywhere. I'm really, I'm working very hard, and I can't wait to bring it to a shelf, near you in Bermuda.
Indeed. Have a wonderful holiday. Talk soon.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Davida O'Brien, folks, if you appreciated that conversation, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Do not go anywhere. Do not go anywhere. We're coming back. 3 people are going to be lucky today. Yeah, 3 people. Noah's Ark, Lindo's, and Nail Bar. We've got some gift certificates. This is your final chance to win. So I hope that everyone's still tuned in. We'll be back in 3 minutes, 11 seconds to do some giveaways.